good friend Jessica today.
Hello.
Say
Good
hi to your
afternoon, good
fans.
evening. Hello.
And today we are going to try to know more about her. I've known Jessica for more than 10 years now, right?
Yes,
And
we met at the bus.
yes, and we will talk to you about why we met at the bus. What are we doing?
We're working every day.
Okay. I I know I haven't asked you this, or I probably asked you a long time ago, but I forgot. What was the reason? What was the main reason why you moved to America?
I married somebody from here.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
marriage.
it was
But you
marriage.
came here first.
I was exchange visitor for 1 year in 1996 and 1997.
Okay, and then how did you know Dale? Did you know him from?
I never met here when I was exchange visitor, but we were set up by my professor at the seminary.
Oh, it was the professor.
Yeah,
Wow.
the professor and Dale's older brother's children, they were PTA members. My professors know their relatives.
Ah, okay, and Dale was like,
Yeah, the children and the brother and the wife.
even they saw you like, oh, she might be good for our uncle.
Yeah. For my brother, because my brother, that's what Terry said.
Uh-huh.
My brother is single, and you have a student, you said, I want to come here and marry somebody from here. So
Oh.
we were set up.
So essentially, you are a long distance relationship, just like
Yes.
many others that we know. But
Yes.
how long did you guys go online dating first before you started talking about marriage?
Dale was very busy at that time, so we were writing to each other on and off. And then for 2 years, and then the second year, he started calling when I was at work. So we had to set up our schedule so we could talk to each other over the phone.
Oh my goodness! Look, we are in we are in the backyard,
Yeah,
so
and we hear the siren.
we will cut that
We-
out.
we-
That's so funny.
Critical area.
I actually did not know that
Oh,
you guys you were like online dating also. I did not know that. I mean, I'm glad that I thought you guys. I know Dale's parents are missionaries, right? Or
Here in the U.S., yes,
they've never
to
been
the
to
Native
Philippines.
Americans. My father-in-law had a
Oh.
connection with them, kind of bringing the word of God to the natives,
Mhm.
to the Native Americans uh, in the farm. It's always far-flung areas.
So at that time, you and Dale were communicating through like writing, not what do you call that?
The
Like
first year
Yahoo
we were kind of
messengers?
writing, and then the second year he was calling me at night
Mhm.
over there because he had a day off. We're
Ah,
kind of
okay.
difficult. It was difficult um, situation because day here and it's night over there, and I was always busy too, and he was working almost every day.
How long? You mentioned 2 years earlier.
Kind of 2 years.
Total 2 years. And then did he go to the Philippines first before you guys got married?
He took an early retirement. He called it early retirement, so he could go to the Philippines for a longer period of time. And then we got married. It was just 15 days because he had to go back
Yes, for the
and go back to work and take care of the lake house because he just bought it.
So he only stayed in the Philippines for 15 days.
15 days.
Okay, and then you guys got married in the Philippines, and then he left, and then
He
he
left,
processed
and then he
your
processed the
papers.
papers.
Okay, how long did it take you to be able to get here?
Kind of, the papers were finalized in 2 years and 4 months. Arrived here in August
Of 2004?
4,
Yes,
2004.
because I got here in the US September of 2004.
Yes.
But I think I met you in 2009. And
Yes.
that was the reason why we met, because we
met
were
at
in
the
the
bus.
bus. And speaking of the bus, those are one of the challenges that we have to face, the transportation here in the US, because Americans, as we know, are very independent people.
Yes, most
And
of them are driving.
yes, what was the factor that made you decide to just take the bus?
For me, it was easier to go to work by bus because if I had a car, I had to pay for parking fees.
That's true.
And it was actually my husband who wanted me to buy a car. He bought me my first car so that I had to drive. But then I had to pay a lot of money for the parking fee.
Yes, I agree with you. It's just saving money because bus pass here in the US, like for a month, only costs $50. But if you buy it in advance, I think there was a time I was paying on less than $50.
There was a time I paid it for 15 and then it went up.
Yes, because I think it's
25.
part of the benefits of the company too.
Yes.
That was moved here in 2004. I know there's a lot of what do you call this, challenges and probably heartaches for you. I wanted to know how was your transition stage? How was the I'm sorry. How was the transition stage when you were learning to accustom yourself to a new life here? Because you have to leave your friends. Like, I mean, basically we have the same story, like almost half of your half of your life you already spent in the Philippines, and
I
then you
was
have
born
to
and
leave
bred there.
everything from family,
That's
friends,
right.
even your job. So what was the transition? How was it? Was it difficult for you?
I wasn't really missing my family because by the time I married Dale, I was really ready. But when two people from different cultures will marry, you kind of undergo a lot of there's gonna be challenges. There are gonna be challenges in
Was
life.
communication like language part of it?
Language, yes.
You already speak good English. How come
And
you have?
family orientation,
Oh, okay.
different cultures. And it was a challenge before to help my family there, especially when my dad retired from being pastor, because then I had to help them out. Took Dale a long time to realize that Filipinos really have to go back and help their family, especially the elderly parents, once they retire from work.
But I just wanted to make it clear, Dale has never actually said anything bad about, and I know it because we've talked about it. We are probably one of those fortunate Filipinas whose husbands are Americans that are Tashi and Dale. I think they never had any issues
No, they're
about
friends.
us. No, I mean about us helping our families.
At the start, when began sending money over to the Philippines, he had some questions because the culture here the people
Yeah,
here are
it's-
very independent. They have good pensions. So the children, grown-up children, married children will have to take good care of their families. But I had to explain it to him, and finally he accepted it that
And he's okay.
we really have to help my parents.
Yeah. And sometimes, like even at present, you still have them that you don't. I mean, Dale doesn't say anything that's
Especially when my parents were starting to get sick, they
Yeah.
needed help.
yeah,
But they passed away already.
yeah. And that was hard because it happened during the pandemic.
Yes, I
and
wasn't.
You were not.
I wasn't able to attend the funeral, but I was on video.
Mhm.
Watch the video
Yeah,
for the memorial.
yeah, and
Mom and
we're
Dad.
thankful for the technology. Isn't
Yes, it helps a
Because
lot.
It brings people closer, especially with this pandemic. So when you get here, did you immediately look for a job?
Yes, I did. When we were in Warsaw, Missouri, I started at a little factory, but I only stayed there for 6 months because it was a difficult job. And then a Filipino friend helped me in finding a job here in the city. That's when I moved in the city. Got an apartment, and Dale and I started meeting each other every weekend, almost,
Okay, so
until he finally moved here.
So for a while, you and Dale were like physically separated because of the job.
The
You got
job.
a job here in the city, but and then when he finally moved and joined you here in the city, was it like an adjustment, like a big adjustment for both of you? Because
No, not really. We were just very happy that we are together
that's
finally every
nice.
day.
Yeah. Was it? I know you mentioned before to me that Dale is used to like kind of country living style lifestyle. Was it a big adjustment to him here when he moved to the city, or was it just okay?
A little bit because he really came from the city,
Mm.
and I wasn't in Warsaw, so he was happy that we were in the same house.
That's good. That's good. And how is your relationship with your in-laws, like especially with his parents?
I'm so very fortunate because Dale's parents love me very much, like their own daughter.
Mm.
They were so nice to me, and I served them kind of when I stayed with them for 6 months. But we would visit and take good care of them a little bit. But my in-laws,
Mm-hmm.
the wife of my brother-in-law, really stayed with them every day since
Mhm.
they lived together in the same house.
Oh, okay. So you don't have like those horror stories of monster mother-in-laws.
No.
You are so fortunate.
Mom Betty was so nice to me. I miss her.
Yeah.
Like I miss my mom too.
How long ago did she pass away? 2 years.
About
Right?
2 years, 3 years.
Yeah. Okay. You know, Filipinos are always believed to be really sweet, caring, and friendly people. And those are one of our abilities, or not really, our traits. Our traits. So, and we have the ability to blend in really fast because of those traits. And I personally felt that there were some instances before in the past that some people thought that because I'm caring, I'm just I just accept people as they are. They try to like kind of use that to take advantage of my kindness. Have you ever felt that in your relationship with people? Everybody, don't you don't have to say it's family, it's friends, like or even coworkers.
A little bit in a way, but you have to put up some boundaries too,
Mm-hmm.
so you can maintain your self-respect.
That's
But
true.
most of the Filipinos help me
Mm-hmm.
in many ways.
Are you friends with a lot of Filipinas here?
Yes, but for those who are living closer,
Mm-hmm.
we can fellowship sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But due to the weather, sometimes too,
Yeah,
uh, we'd stay. We'd rather stay at home in the winter
that's true.
because it's
Oh
too
my
cold to
gosh.
travel.
It's getting close. Actually, it's
It's
fall.
fall and it's Thanksgiving will be here in
Yeah.
November, and then winter. You want to be safe in the winter.
That's true. And actually, since my mother-in-law and my father-in-law had passed away, and your mom-in-law has passed away too, it's just Dale and Jessica and me and Tashi are just the ones who are like together
We connect
every
on birthdays, Thanksgiving,
and anniversaries.
and anniversaries. But with the
Birthdays.
pandemic, COVID
Yes,
pandemic,
it-
we had to be careful.
Yes, it has made it really difficult
Mhm.
for all of us. How did the pandemic affect your job?
At first I thought I had to leave my job because I didn't want to get sick, but I am very happy with my job right now because the main objective since the pandemic of my work is to protect the employees.
Mm.
We had to go to work every day, but we just have to be careful. Rubbing alcohol in your hands, mask, face shield, and stay away from people, especially when I first started. And of course, we got vaccines already now
Yes, yes.
because it's also a requirement now.
Before we started our interview, you gave me a piece of banana bread. So I wanted to talk about food. Was food a part of your adjustment in living in your when you moved here in America? Because I know I like to eat rice. I eat rice 3 times a day. So was it like when you were here? I know you're trying to
Yeah,
lessen your
I grew bigger, wider because of the food, big servings of
I know.
food.